Stuck in your mind, it's left you behind, the feeling's gone.
What's going on? Welcome back to First Take. We are coming to you live from above the Heineken River deck here at Pier 17 in New York. Ryan Clark back here with us. Sunday is going to be a good time, fellas. Packers at Cowboys. Dak Prescott trying to get paid, and Aaron Rodgers trying to prove he's still that dude. Both coming off losses in their last game. Stephen A., who do you think has more to prove this Sunday at Jerry's World?
Between who?
Dak or Aaron Rodgers? Remember, people are saying Aaron Rodgers carried by his defense, doesn't have it anymore.
Question?
Dak trying to
You
get
don't feel like
paid.
it's a fair question?
Hell no.
Okay.
Now, I reckon I do understand that some people might feel differently than I do right now this time of
So
year.
you're from Dallas now?
Because they're looking at Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers fresh off a loss to their Philadelphia
Stephen A.
Eagles, by the way.
Jones.
And then what have you? You're saying, oh, excuse me, Dallas is the better team. Aaron Rodgers got a new head coach, rookie head coach. He's got some things to prove. Please. Want to hear that? Aaron Rodgers will figure it out working with a first-year head coach. It's Dak that's trying to get his money. Aaron Rodgers got his. It's Dak Prescott playing for $2 million right now. $2 million. When you got, Carson Wentz in the division, never played in a playoff game, got $107 million guaranteed. Kirk Cousins is in the NFC North, got $28 million guaranteed. All right, Matt Ryan losing games left and right with Ridley and Sanu and Julio Jones, making $30 million. Okay, Matthew Stafford ain't won a playoff game in his damn entire career. Okay, this dude making $27 million. All right, but Dak Prescott making $2 million while his running back got $50 million guaranteed. All right, Leo Collins got his money. Jalen Smith got his money. But Dak Prescott, the quarterback for America's team, all right, ain't gonna get $2 million. $2 million. And oh, by the way, you just finished playing your first real game of the year against New Orleans, and you got held to 10 points, all right, and you lost to Teddy Bridgewater. And then now you got a home game against Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is the one that got something to prove? What world y'all living in? He ain't got nothing to prove against Dak. Dak got to show up. Dak trying to get paid. Well, Aaron Rodgers already got his money.
Rodgers has plenty to prove this year, but not more than Dak. We agree about this. Dak Prescott has more to prove than Aaron Rodgers because we know, even if there's decline in Aaron Rodgers, if there's some regression due to age or whatever, he's got to get used to a new head coach, a new system. We know they got exposed against the Eagles a little bit. They can't run the ball and stop the run as well as we thought. So it's kind of the same old situation for Rodgers. He has to elevate the team around him if they want to win a Super Bowl. Dak doesn't have to elevate the team around him. Dak has to play up to the team around him, right? And he did that against 3 bad teams. And the first time they faced a good team, they lost. So Dak really has more on the line here. He has to show that he's actually, it wasn't a mirage those first 3 games. Even against better opposition, he can take that step forward as an actual elite quarterback. You're wrong. It's not just that Aaron Rodgers has nothing to prove. But in this case, Dak has more to prove than Rodgers.
Listen, I understand why you guys would say that because it is about can Dak Prescott go out and get his money, right? He was only making $2 million and all those other quarterbacks that Stephen A. mentioned. And also you look at this week, now Jerry Jones coming out and saying you can't blame it on Kellerman. Well, why can't we? For 3 weeks, he got all the praise for how well Dak is playing. But it's Aaron Rodgers, and here's the reason. When they start questioning Aaron Rodgers, who I believe for the longest time was the best quarterback to actually ever play the game. Until Mahomes showed up.
Yeah.
I thought that Aaron Rodgers was the best to ever play. Now we're questioning you. Are you being carried by the defense? Do you manage games? You know who we talk about as game managers? Guys like Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is a game manager. And so that's like saying, you know what, Kobe Bryant, we're going to compare you to Smush Parker. Do you know how mad Kobe Bryant would be about that? And that's what Aaron Rodgers is facing now. And then you go into last week where he has to throw the ball, where this Green Bay Packer team turned into the Mike McCarthy Green Bay Packers. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, you get us to the promised land. Over 400 yards. Devontae Adams goes off. But when it's crunch time, when it's time to make a play, he has 3 firsts on 1 play. He hasn't thrown an interception that late in the game. He hasn't thrown an interception in that type of position. He hasn't thrown an interception that ended the game for the team in that way. And so now you're Aaron Rodgers, and you are no longer the guy that we are looking at as the baddest man on earth.
Question about that, though. I thought Aaron Rodgers threw catchable balls. They were makeable plays for his offense. Now, they weren't the normal, that is perfect, that's a dime. But that's my point. He has to be perfect now to elevate the team. Do you think those were actually bad throws?
No, I'm not saying that they were bad throws. But if you watch Aaron Rodgers, there are throws that we have seen him make in his sleep that he is not making anymore. There are throws and times in the pocket I see him let a ball go. I'm looking at a wide receiver and I know that's complete. And Aaron Rodgers airmails it. That's not the things we are used to seeing from him. Dak Prescott, for as unfortunate as it is, we have put him in the box. And I don't know if Dak Prescott ever elevates out of that box. When you look at him in the first 3 games, we made all the excuses as to why Dak Prescott wasn't that dude and who helped him beat. Aaron Rodgers is now at a point where we're going to start talking about him as a dude who never reached full potential if he doesn't win this year.
I'm going to get on you, Money Green. I'm going to get on you. I am sick and tired of you being critical and disrespectful to Aaron Rodgers. It's been going on long enough, and I have had enough of you, Ryan Clark. And I'm coming into the defense. I am coming into the defense of Aaron Rodgers. Let me tell you something right now. 2 years ago, didn't Aaron Rodgers get his collarbone broken by Anthony Barr from Minnesota and miss the rest of that season? Then he comes back last year. Didn't 3 or 4 games into the season he get hurt again?
He hurt game one.
Game one, right? Game one. So he was hurt though. I mean, I'm talking about he was really, really bad to the point where we had a debate as to whether or not he should be out there because he had been hurt. Nobody brings that up when they talk about Aaron Rodgers with a rookie head coach right now with Devontae Adams and not much else. Geronimo Allison doesn't look the same right now. Scantling, he's got skills, but people have been talking about the no running game. I'm just saying, the brother for the last 2 years has not been healthy. This is the first time in 2 years Aaron Rodgers has been healthy. He's in a new system with a new rookie head coach. And we can't give him a break? We can't give him a break?
Listen, I love Aaron Rodgers.
I'm just saying we can't give him. Can we give him a break?
Are we giving Cam a break?
Can?
Are we giving Cam a break?
Excuse me.
So now all of a sudden, no. So when I was on here last week, it don't matter about your injuries, Cam. It don't matter if you're hurt. But Aaron Rodgers,
listen to the blasphemy.
I'm sorry, Aaron. You're hurt.
Do I get to answer? Do I get to answer on this show? On this show, do I get to answer?
I'm a guest.
Blasphemy.
If you bring me to the house, I get to talk.
That is true. You are a guest. That is true because I use that all the time. Here's the point. Here's the point. Cam has never been Aaron Rodgers as a thrower of the football. Ever.
Been to the same amount of Super Bowl.
That's not what I asked you. You know that. Come on now.
Come on, it's not your argument. You want me to jump on his behalf for the brother?
No. I don't need his help, but I appreciate it. The fact of the matter is, never, ever has Cam Newton been confused of being an elite thrower of the football.
And nobody's saying that. But what I'm saying is you can't change your criteria when you want it to be
No. I'm saying that the criteria is not applicable to Aaron Rodgers when it comes to throwing the football because we know he could do it.
But he's not doing
whether or not Cam could do it.
He's not doing it as well as he ever has right now.
Question for both of you about this because this is really what it comes down to.
Blasphemy.
Aaron Rodgers was the best I ever saw you two until Patrick Mahomes came around. Maybe he's elevated past where Aaron Rodgers has ever been, you know. Is Aaron Rodgers, do you believe, still, other than Mahomes, the most talented and the best in the NFL
100%.
right now? Do you believe that right now?
I don't believe he's playing that way at this moment.
I think he is, but I don't know, and that's why there's something to prove. Here's the next question. Dak Prescott. Do we believe he has taken a step forward from clutch game manager to actual elite quarterback, yes or no?
No.
What?
Not yet. I think he's
I don't know the answer to that. That's why I think he has more to prove
He
right
has
now.
more to prove, but here's my point back to you. Nobody is saying that Aaron Rodgers doesn't have something to prove. What we're saying is, does it eclipse Dak Prescott having something to prove? It does not.
Because for 3 weeks, no matter what Dak Prescott did, we didn't elevate him to elite status. Last year, once he got Amari Cooper.
That's not true.
Oh, it's not true. People
we were talking about top 2 MVP candidate. What are you talking about? You were sitting right there when we did it.
Listen, so even when we were talking about Cam Newton, when Cam Newton was the MVP, there wasn't a time that season where you were saying Cam Newton is better than Tom Brady. You weren't saying Cam Newton is better than Aaron Rodgers. So just being in the conversation for MVP is about the numbers you put up during that season and the team's and your team's success. That's a different thing than saying, because there were years that Aaron Rodgers wasn't in the
But I'm saying
I helped Stephen A before, Molly. I'm going to help him a little bit.
I'm saying I don't
Mention
have
to Stephen A that he was saying that Dak was only playing bad teams when he was putting up.
Well, yeah, Miami, Washington, and the Giants. And the Giants at the top, but I still had it as a top 3 MVP candidate. I did that. All I'm saying is, tell me Aaron Rodgers has something to prove this season. But this week in Dallas, more to prove than Dak Prescott?
Absolutely.
That's nonsense. That is nonsense.
Aaron Rodgers has to go here and win, and he has to go here and win and look like Aaron Rodgers.
What does Dak Prescott got to do? And what does Dak Prescott have to do?
Dak Prescott just got to run the team.
Oh, stop it. Oh,
Dak Prescott got to listen.
Stop it.
The reason y'all.
All right, listen, I'll see y'all next week. How about that? How about we revisit this subject next week after we see how the game plays out?
I ain't hard to
When
find.
we come back here
Make sure I
on
have to look for you, Ryan.
defending
Show
league
up wearing green and
MVP.
blaspheming against Aaron
But
Rodgers.
it's Greek food, the top commodity of all.
Should have on a yellow shirt.
Find out why he is not. And Tom Brady, undefeated, still one of the best quarterbacks in football. But